Mm.
But it's possible. I left myself open to the possibility. I leaned into my faith, and then the faith turned into trust. And now I've shown myself that it works.
And we're live. We're rocking. Okay.
Hey.
Welcome, everyone. We've got Cheryl Andrisani. We're going to be doing an amazing interview. Now, this interview might be my most important work to this point, because I actually have a manifesting machine with me today. It's Cheryl Andrisani. She's an awesome, noted coach, and she has an amazing life. She has a story because she's accelerated her family life to millionaire status. So here's the thing, though. She's from the Philippines. Her family is from the Philippines. Her family is in Canada, and I want her to tell us all about that briefly. And then we're going to get into how you achieved what you've achieved and more about that. So Cheryl, welcome.
Thank you, Robert. It's great to be here.
Well,
my
awesome.
family.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my family is actually originally from Tondo, Manila. But when my mom was pregnant with me, they moved to the Philippines, and that's where they began their family. So I've actually had, I'm so grateful for my parents that they made the move, and it opened up a lot of opportunities for me. But I mean, they had a desire and they went for it, as scary as it is to move to a new country on their own. Yeah.
Tell us more about that. So what part of Canada are you in? Yeah, tell us more about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in Toronto, Canada, Toronto, Ontario, Canada right now. So right in the middle of Canada. And yeah, no, it's been great. I'm married mother to 3 kids, and my husband and I have been married now going on 29 years. So we met in high school and started a family, and really have developed a really amazing life now. Yeah.
Well, yeah, as I may have mentioned, Cheryl and I, we actually go back a few years. I met her on Facebook, on a Facebook site that I'm affiliated with. Where I'm a coach and a moderator myself. And we discovered Cheryl because she joined the Facebook site, Neville Goddard Mystic Teachings. And I'm going to be posting the link and name of that Facebook site, Neville Goddard Mystic Teachings Facebook site. So way back when we were just a handful, maybe in the tens of thousands of members, now we're 50, almost 60,000. Yeah. And we started out was like 3,000. So it's an awesome Facebook site. But Cheryl discovered us in her life journey on that Facebook site. And I was noticing her comments were not, she wasn't posting questions. How do I do this and how do I do that? She was coming across like a knowledgeable coach because of her background, study, and meditation, and because of all that she knew about the law of attraction, and more so nowadays, the law of assumption from Neville Goddard. She was posting tremendous posts about how to have your best life, and she was living that life for herself. So Cheryl, that's how I discovered you, as you know. And then our team, I added you as a moderator, and now you're also an official coach with us on with True Cosmic and Neville Goddard Mystic Teaching. So Cheryl, tell us about that journey. Take us back. So even back further, how did you really get into manifesting and developing the power of your imagination?
Well, it really all started in 2009 after I had my 3rd child, and I just suffered from postpartum depression, and life just wasn't, it was so routine and it wasn't exciting. And I just thought, oh, there's more to life than this. There must be. And I had a friend, she was actually a customer of mine when I had a coffee shop. She said, you should read this book, Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks. And that led me down the road to discovering the law of attraction. And I think around the same time, The Secret came out. So I watched the movie, I read that book. I read the series of The Secret books. There was The Magic and can't remember what other books there were, but I read the whole series, and I was online, just everything resonated that I heard about it. So I just started trying to apply it.
So
And
Cheryl, would you say that it was really a combination of things? I mean, was it just books, or was it also lectures and YouTube videos, and just did you attend any courses or classes? I mean, what all were you absorbing that helped this transformation?
well, back in 2009, I think YouTube was like, I was just starting to discover online recordings. And so because I was at home with my baby, I had a lot of time to just not necessarily read, but listen to the audiobooks and YouTube videos, clips of seminars. I was obsessed with Abraham Hicks for a long time, but I wasn't really getting the same, like, the results that I wanted. I would get really good results, but then it was just inconsistent, I guess, until I discovered Neville. And
Interesting
really,
point. Interesting point. And we don't certainly Abraham Hicks is awesome, but the getting into Neville Goddard is what took you to the next level.
yes.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, because for me, the one of the big differences between the law of attraction and what Neville Goddard gave us is that he is so much into using the imagination, not just in visualizing what we want. I think they all do that. But he takes it a step further and helps us to see how we can imagine it as already ours. And we already have that life. It's not coming. It's I am this. Now, in that process for you, your family actually has developed, and again, want to brag about you so much, but you're so awesome. Why not let people know? Because we have a huge Filipino audience, and people from all other countries, including Canada, Australia, the UK, and now we have many from India and many other countries that are tuning in. A lot of those people are not from what are called privileged countries, like, say, we would consider maybe the United States and Canada and Australia and UK and so forth in that category. And we have a lot of Filipinas watching. Could you maybe tell us that why this applies for everyone, and how that leads into the what happened with your family and with your tremendous success?
Right. Well, there is no difference between any of us. We all have the same body parts. We all have a mind, and the circumstances don't matter. In other words, that's what Neville taught, that nothing around us matters, that the world around us is simply a reflection of who we are being within. And it doesn't matter what country you're in, because whatever you implant in your subconscious or your conscious mind and subconscious mind, that's what will reflect in your reality. And so there's always opportunities in every country. There is no country that doesn't have big opportunities as well. So I wouldn't, that is a limiting belief. If you think that just from where you are, that you cannot attract or call into your life what you want, that is a belief that you have to work on, and leave yourself open to possibility. And that's what I actually did. I tested myself. At the beginning it was hard, because I was looking at life through the lens of lack. When you have to really, if you want to call abundance into your life, you have to look at the world, your life, you as an abundant being. And so it did take a lot of practice. But it's possible. I left myself open to the possibility. I leaned into my faith, and then the faith turned into trust. And now I've shown myself that it works. So, I mean, my husband and I, we were just living pretty much paycheck to paycheck 3.5 years ago. And in 2020, I decided that this is it. I'm completely dedicating myself to whatever I learn, I'm going to apply. And no matter how believable or unbelievable it was, I just followed the teachings. That's it. And now 3.5 years later, I sold my business last month.
Mhm.
And it pushed me to millionaire status, but almost multimillionaire status.
Oh my
So
goodness. So you're on your
I
way.
should
It's absolutely amazing. Now
yeah,
along with, I just want to highlight a couple things you said. You said you decided,
mhm.
you dedicated, and
Yes.
applied it. Just applied all the wisdom that you had gained through your, and that's what we want to get into, through your meditation, your study, and your reading, and your listening, and your absorbing it. Because you mentioned something earlier about you had to overcome this lack of limitation. And so that's a process, because down into our subconscious, that's programmed into us. So would you say, was there the new habits and routine of just repeating, or not, maybe not repeating, but how did you transform your subconscious into a better belief system?
Well, it did take discipline. And when you understand, so I think that before going into Neville, having a baseline understanding of the universal laws, law of attraction, law of vibration, understanding what the laws were made it much easier for me to apply it, because then it didn't just go from wishful thinking, it went more to logical thinking. It's just like the law of gravity. When you know the law, you don't go jumping off the top of a building. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So when you understand the laws, then it makes it a little bit easier to apply.
Now you said
Because
something else really important. Yeah, you said something else really important, and that is that once you started seeing success, success builds on success. You get momentum. So
Mhm.
how important is it for our viewers to actually just go for it and test out? These are not just theories. These are proven
Yeah.
methods. So
Yes.
really, how important is the go for it part with our
Yeah.
viewers and with everyone?
Well, for me, it was, I didn't like where I was at. My desire to have a better life for me and my family way superseded the life that I was living. And so my desire was strong to make it happen.
Mm.
And I think that, when you're just unhappy with the way life is, then when you keep that top of mind that you don't want to go back there, it
Mm.
makes it easier for you to make a decision to
Mm.
stick with it,
Mm.
because I knew that falling into old patterns would just keep me stuck where I
Mm.
was. And so we have to get ahead of it.
Now, very,
And
very good. Very good. Now, I don't want to cut you off. I want to really utilize our valuable time here for our viewers. So this is my channel, The Power of Imagination. And by the way, please like and subscribe, everyone. And please comment, especially, I'd like to hear from our Filipino audience, but all of you, about Cheryl's experience. And you can ask her questions in my comments, and she's going to be back here answering some of your questions too, as you comment. But Cheryl, with the power of imagination, again, you had to develop that in yourself. So you are a coach, correct? And you take on clients. So if somebody were to take on your coaching, and everybody has a different question or problem. It might be a desire for a better career. It might be a desire for a new partner, or repairing a relationship with a lover, or maybe one of their family members. It may be for a big move, like I made, moving to a completely different part of the world and having an awesome life on the beach. So everybody has different situations. It might be a health problem. So regardless of their problem, I know you tailor it certainly to their needs. But what common things do you find that all of your clients need to do as far as the basics? What could they expect if they took your coaching?
well, it would first of all start with determining what they want, getting clarity on that.
Mm.
Secondly, it would be to heighten their awareness of who they're being, and their habits, their behaviors, the types of feelings that they tend to experience. And it's really honing down on their current habits and beliefs.
So it's
It
not
can-
who, it's not, I mean, you do need to, now you sound like a bit like what I do, because I do want to find out their habits and their thinking so that they themselves can look in the mirror and see where they're at and what their thinking is at this time. But I don't spend a lot of time there because you mentioned it. You want to get into what do they really want. In other words,
right.
We are solution-oriented coaches, you and I both. And so
Yes.
you get that analysis, you understand what they want, but then you take them right into the solution.
Yes, because whatever you focus on is what you're going to get. So we have to make sure that we are putting all of our energy, all of our thought processes on what we want versus what we don't want. But it's also, and I'm like, we're growing as people, the person that we would be living our dream is very different than the person that we are currently. And so we have to step into that version, and that version, we'll have different habits, we'll have different thought processes, we'll have different feelings, and it's those feelings that we want to focus on.
So it's a process. And really, one of the challenges that you and I as coaches confront, of course, frequently is that people just, because they can't see it in their three-dimensional world, they can't see the evidence yet. There's that tendency to want to give up early. How important is it for them to, as you did, you read, studied, meditated, listened, read, studied, meditated, listened. I mean, do you find yourself like myself? There's certain books and certain chapters and certain things that you will, and even lectures that you will listen to again and again, because we need to sink it down on a deeper level. So what advice would you be giving your clients? Give us some ideas about how they can be persistent and not give up easily. Understanding that it'll take a while. It's not, I mean, it took people 20, 30, 40 years to become who they are.
Yes.
And they want to manifest their new house and their new partner in 1 week or 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, they do. They want instant satisfaction. So how do you help them understand that they really need to stick with it?
Well, I think that basic knowledge is where they should start, which is reading. The 2 books I would recommend would be Feeling is the Secret and The Power of Awareness. So those 2 are good books. I think that people who really want to discover as a start, that's where they should go.
Cheryl,
but I mean,
Cheryl, let's highlight that. Let's highlight that. Where will they find those books, and who are those books by? I know, but I want you to tell us who's the author of those books and how will they find them?
So they are written by Neville Goddard, and you can find them online. We do have at the truecosmic.com, we have a free Neville library there. So you can access some books and quite a bit of his lectures there as well. And that's the academy that we coach on. So there's a lot of valuable resources that you guys can access there. So I would start with those 2, but definitely with the power of awareness. I mean, you're noticing things, and like for me, I just played it like a game. I really did, because when you try so hard, then you're actually adding resistance to the process. And really what we want to do is we want to release any resistance. Life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be.
Absolutely. Have a good time doing it. You're going to make mistakes. It's a learning process. You're not looking for perfection. In fact, what you want and what you picture for your life could evolve. The more you look at it, you might say, you know what, I really don't want such and such. What I really want, and I've wanted since childhood, is such and such. I mean, your dreams can evolve as you spend time with them. But let me ask you this. So you are a coach. And you are also, you're developing a class, aren't you? Tell us about the exciting class that you're going to be sharing in the next few weeks or months, and tell us about that and how they can go watch it.
Okay, so I have developed a master class. It's going to be 4 classes, and we're going to cover the topic of self-concept, because who you are being, the beliefs that you have about yourself, the beliefs that you have about other people, and the beliefs that you have about the world around you, how you relate to all of that will determine the life that you lead. So really, we have this beautiful power that we've been given by our creator. And I just want to teach people how to utilize that power to their advantage. And it really is simpler than people make it out to be. The process is very simple. And when you keep persisting in it, it gets easier. That's all I can say, is that it does get easier because you're building new habits.
Okay, so myself and my viewers are eager to take part in your class. Do you have a baseline of when the dates are gonna be, or approximately? And again, how can they book it? Basically, I'm going to leave a link,
Okay.
but maybe give them the idea.
Yeah, I'll leave a link. That it is through the truecosmic.com Academy. And it will be happening the first 2 weekends in November of 2023. And it'll be, yeah, it is. So a Saturday and a Sunday, we'll do an hour each day. And you'll also get a workbook with that. And you'll have access to the course anytime after that.
Now again, with our Filipino friends, and really everybody, nobody wants to spend a whole lot of money if they don't have to. Your classes are really they're seminars, so they're really worth, and I know they're going to be interactive and everything else. It's going to be on Zoom, right? Or
it will be on Zoom.
Yeah, so they're interactive. So they're worth thousands of dollars. But is this something that's going to cost people a whole lot of money to join? That should they fear the cost?
Oh, no, not at all. Because you know what? This is also part of the work. Is if you have a fear of paying a small amount of money, then that's something that we have to work on, because you can't see it as a cost. You can't see it as something that you're just putting money out. You have to believe that it is an investment in yourself. And I will tell you that you will get your investment back just by switching up your concepts, which I will be teaching you. So it will be fairly inexpensive. I'm not sure what the price point is at this moment, but I think it's $70, but don't quote me on that. But usually there's an early bird discount that
I was just going to say that. I know with my classes, what they've done, it will be something like $69 or something. But with the early bird, I think if you book it as soon as it comes up, and just stay posted with me, friends, and you'll find out. And with Cheryl, you'll know when it comes up, and plus, if you're part of that Neville Goddard Facebook and so forth, which will give you'll have access. But I think the early bird is as inexpensive as like $59 or something. So again, don't quote us on that, because we don't see the final prices until it's posted. And prices will go up, but I think the first week or two, you can get it for next to, I don't want to say next to nothing. For a lot of people, $49, $59 might be a lot of money. So let's wait and see. But I know that it's going to be well under $100. And we're talking about 4 1-hour separate classes, developing a subject where you'll actually have, will there be a question and answer period? Will there be participation?
Absolutely. Yes. I love to answer people's questions.
Exercises, processes, all that. Everything.
Yeah. Because it is a process. So there will be exercises that people will have to do so that they have repetition, because when you repeat something over and over again, it becomes a habit.
So you're telling me that these classes are also recorded, and they'll have access to them in their own portal, and they'll be able to review and rewatch it over and over and over, and even stop and pause on segments that mean the most to them, and then dissect it, and they'll be able to go back. In other words, it's not just a one-off seminar.
Right. Yeah, I actually encourage people to retake it over and over again.
But as they
Yeah.
retake it, they don't pay for it again. In other words, they own it once they have it.
They have, yeah, they have
I
access
don't
to
want
it
it. You don't have to
for
pay more
life.
money. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
absolutely. Hmm.
And this is actually everything that I'm going to cover is exactly what I did. The thought processes, the beliefs that I replaced, all these limiting beliefs, I replaced them with empowering beliefs.
So you
So
expanding in wealth, becoming a millionaire, and also becoming an excellent coach.
yeah,
Again, you went through these processes yourself, and you're going to give them the same you're giving them not theory, you're showing them what actually you did, as I've been giving them what actually worked for me, what actually works for you. And I know we have a lot of commonalities because we apply the same laws. But
yes.
you're actually going to be giving them meat and potatoes of what they can actually do, not just some pie in the sky theory.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's how it started for me. Robert, when I took your class, I was just starting to show myself just how powerful I was. And I remember you saying that there were people that could qualify to be a coach. And as soon as you said that, said, that's going to be me. And
Love
soon I
it.
will be my own master class. And a year later, here I am.
I saw great, Cheryl. I saw greatness in you. I saw greatness in you. And sometimes we need a mentor, somebody that could just see greatness in us before we even fully see it ourselves. I saw that in you, and I said, I got to grab this lady to be a moderator. And I saw the potential for you to become a coach. You may not have known yet, but behind the scenes, trust me, I knew this was going to unfold. You were going to be a coach. I didn't know you were going to turn into a millionaire and have that kind of success. I'm so thrilled for you. Now, again, we're going to leave some links, and I know you'll give those to me. So be patient with me, friends. I'm going to do my best to leave them in the initial upload, but I'm definitely going to be adding and making sure you have access to Neville Goddard Mystic Teachings, to the True Cosmic Academy, where you can find myself as a coach, Cheryl, and other coaches, our programs, the cost, etc., and to her upcoming class, which may or may not be posted yet in there, but it will be. And when it is, it'll be an early bird price. So all of that's going to be available. All of your questions will be answered. So please be patient with us. But you'll also be able to connect with Cheryl personally. We'll make sure you have your coaching link in there. Okay.
Mm. Yeah,
Cheryl,
yeah.
this has been absolutely amazing. We are going to wrap it up pretty soon. So going back to the fact that a big chunk of my viewers, I live here in the Philippines. I live on the island of Puerto Galera on Mindoro Island, which is just south of Luzon. By the way, for all of you Filipinos out there who haven't been to Puerto Galera, it's only 4 hours from Manila. It's about 2.5 hours by bus to Batangas, and then about a 1 hour ferry to the port here in Puerto Galera. I do a lot of shorties, YouTube videos on Puerto Galera. It is a cool place, and right now we've got fantastic weather. But anyway, we're going to leave all that information in the link. But in having that in mind again, Cheryl, about you are Filipino, and we have a Filipino audience who may not have the belief in themselves. Give us some final thoughts for our entire audience worldwide, and also for your fellow Filipinas and Filipinos.
Well, I love the Filipinos. I mean, that's my heritage. That's my heart. My parents actually were just talking about wanting to retire there. And so I may be coming back to the Philippines more than
You better.
more than I currently believe I am. But I do want to say, that the Filipino people, I can tell, like, just the knowing from my own family is that they have a very strong belief in God. And God gave us free will to choose the life that we want to live, but we just haven't been properly taught how to use the power of God within us to create the life that we love. And I think that that's really my mission and my passion is to show people and help people understand how they can create the life that they dream of. And we're all worthy of that. It's actually our birthright. And we just need to connect to the right people to show us how. And Robert, I want to thank you because you were a part of that for me. You know, like you said, you believed in me to become a coach before I even did. But I did know that it was helping others felt so good to me, and it helped fulfill me. And I believe in the oneness of all of us. So what I wish for myself, I wish for everybody else as well. So,
well, Cheryl, it's been absolutely amazing having you with us. And I know you have clients now around the world, as do I. And I hope that you get more from the Philippines, actually. Once they find out how affordable all these programs are, money's not going to be an issue. This I'm trying to let them know. Where it's not really about the money. You and I are both doing fine financially, but it's about respect for really valuable programs that makes the difference. But in any case, I am so pleased to be able to have you on my channel. My Filipino audience is going to be careful. You're going to, I mean, you get what you wish for. You're going to have a lot of inquiries. You're going to have a lot of new clients and students, and you're going to have a lot of people joining and watching your upcoming classes. Again, those are going to be probably early November, right? So, but
early November.
that information will be forthcoming. Be sure and join the sites I mentioned. I'm going to post them. Be sure and like and subscribe to this channel, Robert Meade, Power of Imagination, and comment. And also share this. Share this if you're Filipino, especially, regardless of where you're from, other countries too. Please share this with your friends and say, you know, there's this new powerful channel, and Robert is interviewing some amazing people. And Cheryl, you're amongst them, and I'm so glad to call you my friend and fellow coach.
Thank you, Robert. I feel the same way.
It's been an honor. I love you. Take care of yourself, and there'll be you're gonna have a wonderful response from this. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk again.
Thanks again. Bye, everybody.